This government was a quick fix arrangement between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. And I want to say that they have moved alone without the people. And it being a quick fix, I want to say that first of all, it is illegal, it is unconstitutional. There are two main political coalitions in Kenya. Azimio, where Raila Odinga and ODM belong to, and Kenya Kwanza, where quite a number of other parties belong. And therefore, there is no way Raila Odinga will have one leg in government and another leg in opposition. He must make up his mind whether he's going to stay in government or stay in opposition. And so far, he has given full indications that he has joined government. And therefore, we will expect the whole team to move, abandon the minority seats, cross the aisle, and sit on the other side. What has happened is that already Kenya Kwanza had super majority. Now we have more confusion in government following this so-called broad-based government. In fact, the bigger problem with the Kenyan government are the permanent secretaries, the principal secretaries. We've got quite a number of them who are incompetent. We had also a lot of ministers who are incompetent, and some of them have come back to government. And therefore, the joining of Raila Odinga and William Ruto has not solved or addressed Kenyans' problems and the issues Kenyans had raised through the Gen Zs. We are aware that Gen Zs have been brutalized by police. Quite a number have been killed, quite a number are injured, and the government has not addressed that injustice at all. We need to see police officers who brutalized or killed Kenyans charged in a court of law with murder and other assorted charges, depending on the evidence available. And I want to say that there is overwhelming evidence. And therefore, the DPP cannot insist there is no evidence. We have an alternative of public inquests where it is not clear exactly who committed what, and justice must prevail. There must be justice for Kenyans who have been killed. They were also denied an opportunity to register a political party. You cannot deny the Gen Zs an opportunity to register a political party. But that having been done, and the government looking and willing to allow them to assemble in accordance with the Constitution, then I am inviting the Gen Zs, first and foremost, those who are not registered, to take an identity card to become registered as Kenyans who are above 18 years, and then register as voters, because there's soon going to be a voters' drive. And this being such a huge number, we also want to encourage the Gen Zs, once they register as voters, to join political parties. And Wiper is open to receive all the Gen Zs who want to run for seats and have been denied an opportunity to form their own party. We can sponsor you to run for various seats in the country. And again also, this month, 2 years are over since we were elected, and the Gen Zs who are unhappy now with a lot in Parliament, because now Parliament is simply a rubber stamp of the executive. There's nothing Parliament is doing for Kenyans. They are passing the law as it is proposed by the executive, and they are just idling and without doing what Kenyans send them to do in the House, which is to represent them. They are now representing the executive instead of representing Kenyans. And therefore, now the recall clause can be applied. The recall clause can be applied. Kenyans who are unhappy with their members of parliament can now recall them by collecting signatures. Soon IBC will be formed, and if Kenyans know and have sufficient information to make sure that those who are not performing or who are just voting for the sake of voting can be recalled, and that will force the members of parliament to get doing what Kenyans send them to the House to do, and especially the National Assembly. And therefore, I'm pleading with them that it is important to be registered as a voter. And for that, you must have an identity card. And we want the government to make sure that the young people get identity cards. We know there are plans to curtail and to prevent certain people from getting registered. If there is resistance, there is an option to go to court or to assemble and make peaceful demonstrations to pressurize registration of identity cards and registration as voters, so that Kenyans can decide without dictatorship, without one side taking advantage of government resources which belong to us. And I want to reiterate, there is still a lot of wastage in government. High-class cars are being bought instead of following the example of countries where the president uses even one car and has nothing to fear. So we need a lean government. We need a government which will save the few taxes we have. And the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court having rejected 2023 finance bill, the president has no choice but to go to 2022. But we want to see Honorable Bandi's new skunk of finance bill. We want to see what is going to propose, whether it is favorable to Kenyans and whether it's likely to help Kenyans. And therefore, we look forward to a government which serves Kenyans. And when Kenyans feel that this government isn't serving them, they have a choice in the next election to elect a government which will serve Kenyans and safeguard their taxes and make sure that the wealth of Kenyans is used properly to take care of them.